Not sure what it is, but sometimes there's just something about the sun and irrigation and things growing that I just really enjoy. All we're going to be doing today is just a very simple tie wall. Just about a 2-foot retaining wall. So I had an abreviate in this location right there and an abreviate over there, and they got like way too tall over the winter season that we just had. The abreviates got taken out by some storms that we had. Always have Dig Safe come and mark out your lines if you're going to be doing any kind of excavation, even if literally, so below grade right here, you can actually see how far below grade I am. Get a tape measure. Tape measure's on there, what, 7 inches below grade? But that's why you have Dig Safe come out. When they do mark their lines, I believe it's like 3 feet on both sides of the lines that you just have to pay attention to. I always pay attention, just more than that. What we're doing here is, like I said, we're just going to do a real basic 2-foot high retaining wall, about a foot below grade, whatever. Bring it out 8 feet, then bring over a 7. I just got to figure out what's going on here. I might just notch it or bypass it. Maybe do like a tie to this section and then have this one elevated, have that one that's going this direction interlock with the one that's going to be over this pipe here. So, you know, there'll be a little bit of a gap, but we've got 7 inches of ground here, and what might be good is kind of almost force this to be part of the drain system. Gutters don't drain in this area, and there's really not that much water that accumulates, but whatever does accumulate, just don't want any of that so-called hydraulic pressure happening here. And it's not going to be much because, I mean, this is a postage stamp size bed. Just make things look better. We'll figure out what we're doing here. Here it is, technically over excavated, but that's the way I like to do it, even though this is just a 2-foot retaining wall. So I exposed the line completely, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pool some stone right in this location. So I'm going to throw some gravel in there, tamp it down, level it out, kind of semi-level it out. And then take my landscape timbers, set the first one in. That's coming out like 8 feet, and that one's overextending past this one that's going at a slight angle. This one right here is 7 feet. That first one right there is going to be 5 feet in. Obviously just got to adjust the tie to the foundation wall so that everything looks straight. This is kind of a mess, but that's why I'm here. So the plan is to basically have a straight line. I don't know if you can see that. You know, my string is on one side of the stake, and it's not, you know, I've just been kind of digging, so it's kind of moved the location a little bit. But anyways, you kind of get the idea. So this tie is actually extending out into ground level. This tie is obviously hack cut, and I'm telling you, when I say hack cut, this right here, this stuff right here drives me insane. I just, for myself, that one, this one, they're cut at an angle. For me, that's not acceptable. Having a reveal like that, what is that? So anyway, you'll see how I do mine. But anyways, the idea is I kind of want to catch this corner here of this top tie. I want to catch that and basically have almost a straight line, you know, kind of like from that edge right there. So like, my intent is to catch this line right here and have it go. See that? It's close. Like I was saying, that stake that's way up there, it actually should be over a little bit, but it got moved just from digging. Anyway, that's the plan. Yeah. So like I said, throw some stone, over excavated, but I want to make sure that I do get proper drainage here. Like I was saying, it's really not an issue. Gutter wise, you can see, gutter wise, it's totally out of here. There's really nothing other than, you know, just the rainwater that drops. So I think we're a good enough deal below grade now. And like I was saying, this pipe is 7 inches below grade. I don't know. I can hear the hummingbirds. I think it's wicked cool. So, anyways, looks like we got to mow the weeds here. We're gonna be doing some stuff over here too. There was a couple of arborvitaes here, same thing. Guy came in and ripped them out. So there we go, all excavated out. We'll throw some timbers in there. I might actually look into timber locking them. I usually always use giant galvanized spikes where you drill through your first layer. This is gonna look nice. It's like one of those things where sometimes you've got a plan in your head. You get it on paper, or you draw it out or whatever, but it doesn't always, you know, work with the landscape as you're doing it, kind of thing. And at least that's the way it works for me. I always have like the plan in my head, the base plan. And then I just basically talk to my customers, and my customers are really laid back. And it's kind of like almost free range because they kind of trust my thoughts and ideas of what I'm doing. But that's it. Just me rambling about very simple tie wall. So anyways, while I was trenching for my base layer, found the other half of Plymouth Rock. This is just what's going on. So now what I'm doing is I'm just backfilling with a little bit of material, and I'm going to leave a space as I drag fill down from this area. Just backfill it with stone all the way around. This is kind of like the pooled section that I was saying, where I'm leaving a little bit of kind of like, I don't know what you'd call it. It's kind of like a well, you know what I mean? So that any of the drainage that's coming from down in this area will just basically be able to weep its way out and not have any issues with this wall. I've got my holes drilled all ready for my rebar. I just need to install the rebar. But I wanted to basically just pack in this stuff for now. Everything is like literally perfectly level. I'm liking the way it's looking. So that's left out there on purpose. I usually leave my bases as long as I can. I try to kind of uncut them, other than this one right here. I did do a 32 degree, no, I'm sorry. I did do a 36 degree angle on that one. And that one, I don't know, 28 I think, or 26. I think that one's might be a 28 degree. And that's basically just to follow this line right here. What I wanted to do is I wanted to catch this end of the wall right here and mimic that section right there. Can't tell if I'm pointing. Basically, I wanted to do is mimic this one. And what I did is I just took a straight edge, went along the line, got my angle. It was 67.5 inches from that end to here. Extended it out 67.5. That gave me my 35 degree angle cut for that section right there. And then, like I said, 28 degree angle for this one right here. Pretty much done with the stone on the front edge. Yeah, I still have my safety glasses on from when I was cutting rebar. Just gave it a nice slanted cut. I'm using my Makita grinder with Slim Cut 40 Pearl Abrasive Company. These things are awesome. That's it. Big Blacks, working hard as usual. Got all my gravel in there. We're just about, no, we're not really just about done, but got a little bit of gravel left and just keep backfilling. It's a little different when you know what you're doing. So we're going from this disaster looking wall corner here with this stupid stair step and a dead man right there next to all these little stair step pieces, which just looks terrible. So now what we're doing is we're going with a much nicer angle cut. It's about a, I think it's like a 36 degree cut there and a 20, it's either a 26 or a 28, I can't remember. But either way, it doesn't really matter. You just get the cut the first time, and then you just basically transfer as you go. So I've got some lines transferred here right now. My little free saw was giving me some trouble, so I broke out the Husky Rancher 55. That's not an actual piece that's staying. That's just, you know, one of my blocks hold up the end. One of these longer pieces that I have here, start that section going into the grade, and then start to do the stair step up as I backfill with gravel along that edge, so that as the moisture or rain come in, it can actually go around the wall, you know, like go around like that and through, and it's happening. I'm doing is I'm lining up my edges, and I grab a pencil. Anybody see my pencil? Friend of mine, that's what he did. So now that I've got it lined up how I want, I'm going to take my pencil and then line the underneath. Drag it a couple of times just to make sure that I've got it. Then I just take the board and flip it over. Now that you can see, I've got this line exposed on this back side, or on the underneath. Now I take my square, line it up with this point just a little touch back. I get a little crazy when I do this kind of stuff. What that's going to do is this line right here just gives a guide for my saw as I'm cutting through. Do the same thing on this side. The line is actually right here. Take my square, slide it over, line it. That way when I take the saw, right there, the Husky 55, I have a way of knowing that I'm straight. The blade on the saw is kind of dull, kind of purposeful. It's leaving a real nice clean cut, as you can see. It's a nice smooth cut. And if the blade was super sharp, yes, it would cut through a heck of a lot faster, but for me, the way I do it, having this duller blade allows it just to cut through just that much smoother. It's not pulling chunks out of the wood. Make sure I'm away from the wall enough so I don't get any nicks for some reason. Not that I will, but... Might be just a touch off. If you look at that line is pretty close. Looks like I did miss it just a little bit right there. And it's a touch there, but I mean, this is, you know, a chainsaw and landscape ties, so. But I think it's pretty good. So I'm close right now. So you can see there's a slight gap there, but if you look back here, you can see that I actually got to move the timber that way. The only thing I might have to do is just smash that section of foundation right there, just to get that so that I'm nice and tight up against the wall. But that's it. I mean, it's easy. Just got to be careful, and granted, this is the way I do it. So I'm going to tap it in and grab my baby sledge, tap that foundation over there, and get this in line. even tighter. Get that just to move over a touch. Look at that. Now see, that's nice. That's how it should look. Right there. Look at that gap. Nearly non-existent. Nice and lined up on the edge here. You can see the foundation bulges out right here. Got a little bit of a gap right here, which is fine. But the foundation just from this area right here down looks like it bulges out. I'd actually like this piece just to go a little bit further kind of this way. That way I could get that to interlock a little bit better, because when you look down that line of sight, I mean, damn, that's close. But that's my psychosis when I do stuff. And as you can see, it was touching that bottom section of the foundation right there. See where it's hitting. So basically, I'm just gonna just buzz this lower section here just a touch, just to get it so that it'll fit better for me. See how that works. Couple taps over here. That's not too bad. I do want it to go just a touch more, but that's me though. Alright, that's it. I'm just gonna scrape it just a little bit more and get this line even tighter than it is. Just building the tie wall. So this is what it looks like now. Aligned. Gave it just a slight touch right there. That way I could get it to align. I mean, when you look at that, and that's a thing of beauty right there. And that's the way I like it. It's got a nice look to it. I think that looks beautiful. And I'm not sure. This is what it's spec'd out for height. I do have enough to go one more high. I'll just have to talk to the homeowner and see what she wants to do. It looks nice. When you look at the grade, see if I can get it kind of level. So right there, you're probably, it's kind of hard with the camera, right there, because now you can no longer see that top. So that's where the wall is at now. So, man, if I go one more higher, it might be too ominous. Maybe. I don't know. Decisions. This is where it gets tough for me, because I'm too much of a perfectionist, I guess. But look at that. I think I actually do want to go one more higher. If I do, problem with that is I'm going to be needing, obviously, more fill material. I don't know. It's tough to make those decisions, you know what I mean? Just decided to go ahead and take the level and throw it on there. Base, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 above the base. And look at that bubble. Not too bad, huh? Because it did go higher than I had originally had intended. And I am going to bring the level up this ground. I want her to be able to be, plant some things here and have drainage. That's why there's this bowl right here. There's like a bowl for drainage there. Gotta throw some drainage rock right in there. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more ties. The intention is 1, 2, and then I think what I had wanted to do was, I do have to kind of go over it with her. I did want to actually bring this up. The only problem with that is these are like builder specials. Do you know what I mean? So, but look at that. Isn't that looking nice? I like it. I'm quitting for today. It's early. Today's an early day. So it's 10 past 7 right now. And the sun is going to be gone soon. It's already past those trees, I think. So, got some overcast happening. Well, you got the moon right there. If I can zoom in on it, there it is. There's the moon. It's looking pretty sweet. What's crazy is because when you look at this wall, so when you look at the original wall, I took the level and I put it on, and this wall right here, this section, is actually 3/4 of an inch high over here than it is there, which when I stand back, I can see that this wall is out. My wall's level, this wall's out. And I can just see that by eye. And obviously having the new layers, it kind of accentuates it. But once I throw the mulch in there, up on that section right there, up there, it'll be tiered. So I'll have like a section here that'll probably come down and around, and then it will come down to level, and then that'll be all smooth, and it's just gonna look nice. So gotta get my drainage gravel in there right there. And yeah, wall's complete. This is what it looks like. Alignment on all these corners is absolutely beautiful. Level. It's like, what, 1/16 of an inch out maybe? Not too bad. So now it's just got to clean up. I did PL the corner here. I'll show you what I mean, why I do this. It's going to keep, so the PL is on these last two right here, 1, 2. And then I ran a bead inside this bottom corner and then just did like a finger groove. And what that's going to do is just stop anything from weeping through, you know, the cracks or whatever. But yeah, it's exactly how I had wanted it. Each piece, each end is PL'd. Got my gravel in there. Now I'm just gonna drag back some of that sand, fill that in. Scraps, just got one extra timber right here. A couple little scrap pieces. What else is new? A couple of chalk blocks for when I'm working on Big Black. That'll help. Or any other vehicle. Except for the Trans Am. I don't think that'll fit into the spoiler. Lock it up. Hey, Joe Daddy's Garage. Want to make me a new pin? New England is killing my dump bed. What's up, Guy Garage doing landscaping? So sometimes you have to do what's called even the load. Damn it.